again from the New Canaan Nature Center, and today is going to be a highlight video of all of the phenology that we've seen throughout April. Okay, let's check it out. Look at those fuzzy bud scales. Really cool. It's fuzzy bud scales still on it. Tree. They are dispersed by wind. Right here, this willow has some catkins, and those are the flowering part. About some lichen, which is one of my favorite things to look at. So here we have some orange to talk about, skunk cabbage, which are really cool plants, and they're one of the first plants to emerge. Here's something quite interesting. So these are called tree suckers. Then as we move over this way, we can see the next stage. So as that bud, and we have some whitish purple wild violets, and these are some blue glory of the snow, and one of my favorites, hose and hose primroses. And this is just an example of a stream that popped up due to a heavy rainstorm and soaring, and it's using the wind to help it stay up in the sky. So that white fuzzy part, those are all the pink and white blossoms all over it in full bloom. Its cones aren't as tightly clustered. So this is a Norway spruce. So I decided today, when I went out for my walk, that I would bring some trash bags with. Best for trees because they cling to them and they can actually harm them. She's like garlic mustard here, with its 4 white petals and its toothed leaves. Here, I believe, is a lily magnolia, because you can see that its petals look a little bit like some lilies. It splashes through the puddles and skips along the walk. A little closer with its 6 bright yellow petals. And then it has its green and brown leaves, and they actually have about 5,000 to 6,000 feathers when they're an adult. And they can actually survive several days submerged in water. The rain actually helps with their migration. And here is an example of some non-native Phragmites. So now we'll take a look at some English ivy that's growing up some trees. And here's a closer look at a red maple tree. You can see those little helicopters. And for our first leaves of the season, they came from a Norway maple tree. Now we're going to use a kaleidoscope to take a closer look at some buds that have bursted. Well, that's our wrap up for April 29th. And you should stay tuned to check out my mom, who's giving a recap of April in Michigan. See you later. Bye.
Hey, New Canaan Nature Center. It's April 29th, and we're coming to the end of the month of Phenology. I've learned and observed so many wonderful things, I thought I might share them with you. Spring is the perfect time to witness the beauty of flowering trees. It's interesting how on one block you'll see a magnolia in full bloom, and on the very next block it'll just be in buds. Well, one thing for sure, the flowers are gone far too soon. Maple or birch, sycamore or oak, spruce or pine, there are many varieties of bark in my neighborhood. Thick or thin, smooth or rough, they all do a very important job to protect the tree from invaders such as insects and disease, and to transport food and water. If the bark doesn't do its job, the tree will die. One thing for sure about trees is they are very adaptable. They can grow through anything. Trees are also great spots for little critters to hide their treasures. Lots of nooks and crannies in old tree stumps and hollow logs. What treasures will we find if we look? It was very interesting to learn more about vernal ponds this month. Since it was a pretty wet spring this year, there are many ponds throughout the 2 nature areas by my house. I didn't realize just how important these are. They provide a unique habitat for many birds, animals, insects, and wildlife. This spring, I discovered the mayapple. These umbrella-like plants are native to Michigan wetlands. They have a very efficient root system that keeps them all connected. That's why they live in colonies throughout the forest. But don't make the mistake of picking them, because they're poisonous. I was really surprised when I came upon these ant-like mounds with large entry holes. I was sure ants didn't make them, but I wondered who did. Turns out, these nests are made by female, miner, or ground bees. I didn't know 70% of bees nested underground. After taking a closer look at our natural world, isn't it true that spring flowers are beautiful? But doesn't it seem like there's a lot of varieties of pink, purple, and yellow? Finally, isn't Mother Nature amazing with all her intricate designs? Well, it's been a fun month. See you later.